Good evening and welcome to the Coach's Box. Ray Halbrook here with Live Stream STL. Hope everybody's having a great afternoon, evening, I guess whatever you want to call it. We've got the boys here. We're doing some new fun stuff here. We've got this music piped out here to the folks listening behind us and around us and all that stuff. So here we all are here, and I'm going to open up the microphones to everybody here. Chris Miller, how are you, sir?
I'm here, man.
You're here?
Oh, yeah. Living the
Well,
dream.
you know, it's living the dream. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
Let us know what we got going on. Let's get the show started.
I mean, I think we're going to have a pretty good show. It's our quote-unquote Father's Day show. It's the day after Father's Day. We're going to be talking a little bit about our fall sports outlook and what that's going to look like, what our biggest focus for the summer is. And then we're going to talk a little bit about our dads because obviously – one way or another, they had a big impact in our life and a big impact on why we're coaches and things we still do. And it should be a lot of fun. And then we'll get into segment 3 and hopefully get some questions. So if you have any questions for us right now, jump on board. Doesn't matter. As long as they're fairly appropriate, we'll try to answer them. These guys are all scared to death that you guys are going to ask some really crazy questions.
Well, if they're inappropriate, you can answer.
Yeah, I guess I'll answer the inappropriate ones. That's fine. Or we can get some people from the audience here.
Us public school guys aren't going to answer the inappropriate ones.
Always got to be public thing. Hey, we made it 2 minutes into the show, and then you said something about private school. That's great. There we go. Anyway, but we got a whole bunch of people from Herky here.
That's right.
Supporting the red and black, so they can maybe answer those inappropriate questions since they're out there, or we'll do it during break. But anyway, we got it kind of was decided that we have the public schools, for the most part, in the county have came out and said this is what we're going to do as far as moving forward this summer with our different phases. What do you guys kind of see in your schools? What's some of the stuff that you guys are looking at, and just get your thoughts on it. When are you guys going to jump in?
It don't matter. I'll jump in a little bit. I think that the biggest thing that we're seeing from the standpoint of the public schools is, we'll be able to get started July 1st, which is an awesome thing for our kids. Just to get back in the gym, just get back in on the field or on the track or whatever it is, the sports that you coach. And I think that's the most important thing is just to be able to get the kids back on and being able to do something productive. As far as a timeline that we look at, it looks like the first 14 days are basically a kind of a prelim phase 1 situation where we're just having a little bit of conditioning, skill work, individual skills, stuff like that. Kind of still doing social distancing 6 feet apart, and that kind of thing. So, as far as what it is for our kids, I think they've been off since March 17th. So you can guarantee that a lot of them are probably not in the best shape they could be in. So.
Really? Kids aren't, they're not doing anything?
I doubt that.
No.
I doubt that.
No.
Maybe doing something, but I don't know that it's productive. So,
hey, Riley, I'm sorry to interrupt you here, but there's something new on top of your head.
I know, right?
And it's like covering your eyes.
Well, here's the thing. I've got to put some announcement out here. This guy that's on this hat is Thomas Industrial Coating, a very huge supporter of our program, and one of the greatest individuals I've ever met in Don Thomas. Just an all-around great guy, and does a lot of things for a lot of the communities here in Jefferson County, and is very supportive of kids in general, but he's definitely a big supporter of our program, and I can't thank him enough. So wanted to support him tonight and put the hat on. You guys are giving me enough trouble about my shiny,
we would never,
shiny
ever
head. So we're going
to go. That would be like bullying or something.
Yeah. No,
and
never,
since we're online, it'd be cyberbullying.
There we go.
The school wall, bam! Bring the hammer down.
So I threw the little bit of support out there to Thomas Industrial Coating and wore his hat. So I appreciate it, Don Thomas. And if you ever need anything from that guy, he's definitely very supportive of our kids. And so I can't say enough thank you.
There we go. Just like that.
Shameless plug.
I don't know.
That's who I am.
Shameless plug. Anyway, Coach Jarvis, what do you think?
Well, we've met as a coaching staff. We're still trying to finalize all the head coaches at Herculaneum on exactly what we're going to do, weightlifting-wise and conditioning-wise, and then sports-specific stuff. And looks like boys basketball we're going to do Monday and Wednesday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. One night we're going to have to use over at St. Thomas, and then the other night we're going to use the high school gym. And I know Blair's going to be getting the basketball girls in there, and Mita's. I got the volleyball shirt on tonight. They're going to be doing volleyball stuff, and everybody's chomping at the bit. I know Cody Hunter, he's probably red faced right now, just thinking about getting started and with football.
That'll match his hair.
Yes, he's been fired up. He's seen all these schools down south being able to practice already, and he's like, "Well, how's that fair?" And I'm like, "I don't know, man." So we're glad we're going to get July 1st. We're glad the superintendents and ADs finally decided to go ahead and let us get started, because we had first heard it may not be until like July 13th or 16th, and we're like, "Oh!" And our new AD. Jason Gilman, and I know our old AD who's on his way out back over to D-Town, and Roop, they were working hard to try to get us in the gym and get us on the field as fast as they could.
What's happening over in Blue Jay land, Zach?
Well, kind of the same thing, but for me, I guess it's a little bit different from you guys, because I'm kind of walking into year one. So for myself, I haven't had a chance yet to meet any of the players, so I'm looking forward just to do that. We've had a couple Zoom meetings or Google meetings, Google Hangouts, and just an opportunity just to introduce myself to the girls. But it's going to be nice to try and match names and faces and really just get back into the gym. I mean, we're all kind of in the same boat. I know we've got some kids that, Blair and I, our kids were out doing some baseball this Father's Day tournament, so it's nice to see some normalcy coming back. But it's really going to be nice to see just the high school kids again and really just get back at it. I think whether it's a fall sport, winter sport, spring sport, I think everybody, coaches, players, parents, we're just ready to get back at it.
Oh, I agree. And my son's got his first basketball tournament this weekend coming up in Cape, and I'm excited to actually get to see him play. My daughter and my son have been pretty bored not being able to play any sports, and so I'm glad that they're starting to play. I saw Coach Blair had his kid on there on live during their baseball game and stuff. So it's good to see kids out there, and I'm sure everyone's enjoying getting back out there.
I think that, just going over the last couple of weekends that my kids had baseball tournaments in different places and different things, just hearing around the area and around the people talking, it's just nice to be able to get out and do some things. And these kids are enjoying it. I mean, it doesn't matter the outcome. The kids are just enjoying to be out of the house and being able to do some things that they like to do instead of being behind four walls of a room or whatever that may take in their lifestyle. But I think that's the most important thing, is just getting kids more active now, getting them back out and
get them off their PlayStation 4.
I mean, you can only play Call of Duty and Fortnite so many times. Well,
I don't know. My son's playing it all the time. I don't know.
My son may be sitting over there playing it right now as we speak. I don't know.
I don't think he's playing any games right now. He's paying attention right now.
I know, that's kind of good.
That's
I like
good.
that.
I hear he's like one of his teacher's favorite kids.
Yeah, I'll give a little plug out as well. And my son just graduated 8th grade from St. Rose. Miss Compton, most of you probably know if you know anything about NFL football. Will Compton is her son, and so
has he signed anywhere yet?
I don't think
with the Raiders. I had thought.
Well, he was, but I mean, he hasn't signed another
I don't
one.
think he had.
I stopped following football when they left
St. Louis. Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I don't watch much football NFL-wise either anymore.
Yeah,
I watch the Chiefs maybe a little bit, and that's about it.
Everybody jump on that bandwagon.
Well, they're in Missouri. I'm not like one of these guys that lives in Missouri and roots for Alabama or Kentucky. I mean, I root for Missouri teams.
Man.
Missouri teams, like Mizzou.
He went there.
SLU.
He did.
Teams in the state.
So you're used to disappointment, right? Being a Mizzou fan, that's exactly what it is.
Mizzou fans, they get disappointed quite a bit.
Tyus Edney.
That gives me my edge.
Anyway, Coach, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, why didn't Grimm jump up and block that Tyus Edney shot? Anyway, that was such a long time
That's
ago.
another segment.
That's
for
opening
another
up
time.
wounds. That's bad wounds.
I know. Yeah, go ahead. We do. I know we interrupted you.
No, you're
we
good.
always
You're
interrupt
good.
him.
Every time.
It's
Every
all right.
chance we
I think it's
get.
in our show notes. It's like how many times we
Probably
interrupt
so.
Blair. That's at least
Probably
twice
so.
now, I think.
Well, maybe it's because my wife always tells me that I just talk too much. So maybe it's her inciting it a little bit to you guys.
Maybe we should put that as a poll. Put it up on a poll, Ray.
There it is. Poll
out
question
there.
number 1: Does Riley Blair talk too much?
Oh, that would probably be 100% yes.
Let's get some of your former players and current players to jump in on that. Current ones probably won't say as
Well,
much.
last week we had a current player saying we're going to win a state title. So, I mean,
Hey,
put the bar high, I guess,
Hey,
right?
you just don't know. We're going to 6 classes, so I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, goodness gracious.
So, it's got to be really tough, though, Zach, because you're near new.
Right.
And we've all had our kids we're coming back to, and even being 3 months removed from them consistently,
Yeah.
just being the new guy and saying, hey, I'm Coach McVay, and you're on a computer screen, and they're on there.
Awkward is definitely the word to use, but I mean, it is what it is, and thankfully enough, I think this year we're going to have the majority of the varsity girls are going to be seniors. A lot of them are going to be 2, if not 3. Some of them are going to be 4-year varsity players. So for me, that's going to be good to where you have a bulk of the team is going to be upperclassmen. That's something to work with. And if you have any underclassmen, that I haven't seen on film yet, it'll be just, I think, in addition to what we have. But yeah, and so I've told the girls it's going to be different. There's going to be a lot more responsibility and onus on you as an individual, as a player, but we're excited. We're ready to go.
I'm sure AD can give you some pointers on some of the kids too, Dreyer, with as much as he's been around them.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's coached girls basketball and boys basketball in 2 out of the last 4 years over there. So,
I mean, he definitely has a little bit of insight to it. So I will say this, being a guy who's coming into a new situation with a bunch of seniors, don't screw it up. Don't screw it up.
yeah, what are you talking
You've told
about?
me that before, though. That's the thing.
I think I use that same terminology.
I mean, you look over at the shirt you got it. Don't screw it up. Oh, I didn't screw it up. District
I tried not
championship.
to.
I don't know. Come on.
Matter of fact, I think it was I gave you that advice, then you turned around and gave me that same advice.
Yep.
And it wasn't. I'm not one to use any profanity. Zach was like,
No,
"Listen,
no.
don't you?" And I said, "Man, Zach, that's tough. That's hard on my ears."
Oh, I don't believe that at all.
So
It's raining outside
you
right
still
now.
have
We
your
have to
farm
move.
boots on, or what?
no, not really, but these probably do have a little
It's
bit.
getting
Of,
deep in here.
Pair of those dirty shoes he wears all the time.
oh,
It
yeah,
is
I'm
getting
definitely
deep.
wearing the Bilbo Baggins today.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad Boar's not here to give me a hard time about it.
Don't worry. He's probably watching, and he'll dive right into it.
Yeah, he probably knows what shoes I'm wearing.
Oh,
It's just
he's
he has
actually on the
weird
line
super
right
cock.
now. No, I'm just kidding.
Wouldn't doubt it. He's probably texting me right now. But fall's gonna look a little different. And I know we one of the things I know for sure is we all have no idea. I think that from day one on our first episode, we're going, I don't know what this is going to look like in however many weeks. Mm-hmm. And what's really great is we're starting to get back some kind of sense of normalcy. What I mean, personally, I feel it stinks for the kids because as you guys are coming back and as we are, we don't get a chance to have those leagues within the county. Right. That's one of the stipulations that's been put out there. With the boys, I know we usually go to Hillsboro and play in the Hillsboro League. Girls the same way, and we're all on different nights. But not being able to scrimmage other schools, especially local, where if we want to play, we've got to go somewhere else. Now, you guys don't have that luxury. Right. And we haven't gotten any kind of okay to do anything like that yet. And we're still in, I think, phase 2 or 3 or whatever. But
5-on-5, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It's just we roll the ball. No, I'm kidding. But
What rules?
what
rules?
Their guidelines are like suggestions. Have you now watched Pirates of the Caribbean?
Exactly.
It says it right there. It's probably in the Geneva Convention. So
I'm sure you've gotten. I mean, I've gotten email after email, especially from schools down south, trying to. We did the Mineral Area Shootout last year, which was great, and I'm like, no, we can't come, and they're like, well, why not, and we did the Kingston League also on top of Hillsboro, and this year I was planning on doing both, and Paul Hamilton from Kingston contacted me. I'm like, hey, we can't, we're only scrimmaging each other, which I don't care. I'm just happy that I'm going to get to see my kids.
That's right.
I mean, I think that's part of the thing that I've enjoyed about it is the fact that it's been however many months. That's been really neat to have those guys come back, and you can see a little bit of the difference in how they maybe move around and do stuff because they're not, they want to play. But what's disappointing for me is that simple fact is we can't get those kids who have done this maybe 3 years and now in the fourth year they're seniors and they don't get a chance to do that. Mm-hmm. And to me, again, now you guys joke about it. They're not rules. They're not laws. Mm-hmm. They're just suggestions.
Right.
And we have the rest of the state that, again, I've had, I don't know how many coaches email me, call me, text me, hey, you guys want to play? And I don't have the okay to do that either. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting and hoping that comes for us, but it might not. Right. But at the same time, we're all waiting or not getting that opportunity, and it sucks. It sucks for the kids because that's what I want to see. I want to see them play.
Well, and just to add to it, it's an opportunity just to create more memories. I know whether it's you might go out of state for a tournament, or you might go to a Branson, or you might go to a Springfield, or in the past I've taken teams down to SEMO for an overnight stay, and you get to stay in the college dorms, and you really just the kids get an opportunity to get away from home, get to spend some time with each other, bond as a team, bond as a program, and they get to miss out on that. And honestly, that was one of the first things that in one of our first meetings several weeks ago, one of the kids had asked one of the assistants, well, are we still going to do whatever trip that they had planned? And they had to explain it. No, I mean we're shut down basically. So it's just unfortunate for the kids because it's an opportunity that for them to make memories that they're just not going to get.
I think that's the big thing about it. These kids look forward to that summer stuff, and it's not as much as it is. The summer is a lot of fun for these kids. Mm-hmm. There's not expectations. Mm-hmm. There's not. They got to get out there.
There's not as much pressure. Let's be real.
Yeah. And so they've got to get out there, and they just get to be able to be themselves and just play the game, enjoy themselves, be around their teammates, be around some of their families that come, maybe go on a trip. If you go out, Coach said go to Branson or whatever, your entire family comes down, and you do everything together. Your prior program, your families all to go, go to Silver Dollar City or whatever for a day or whatever. But it's an experience that those kids move out on, and I think that's the most important thing for us this summer. And our kids, I know I've talked to most of them. They're just devastated that they didn't get that bonding moment, that bonding time, whether it's on the floor, in a restaurant eating a dinner and laughing and having a jokes up or whatever it is. I just think that kind of thing is a big thing that's lost. And like you said, you feel sorry for some of those incoming seniors that this is their last opportunity to be able to do that, and it was kind of taken away from them. And that's my biggest thing that I have coming away from this is I just don't want to see our kids be set up to fail. And as more importantly as it is about wins and losses, more importantly it's just about putting our kids in the best position to have success, whether that's winning or losing, or being able to understand how to talk to teammates, how to play against different people. All of those things you put into play. And to me, the summertime is where that really builds up. And for me this year, I was going to be having pretty much a turnaround up at the varsity level. A bunch of new kids that are playing some varsity matters together, and so this summer was a very important summer for our kids to be able to play together and to understand each other a little bit. And so we're going to be a step behind what we normally are. And so
and by the way, I think people are really wondering who's your point guard.
That is the best question.
That's been like the 4 or 5 weeks in a row, and I think the inquiring minds, Zach, want to know who your point guard is going to be.
Well, that's I still to be determined. To be determined.
Well, no breaking news here.
I think I have a pretty good idea if but I'm not going to spill it out.
Well, you're not going to speculate? Come on.
I can speculate all I want.
You should. Well,
we'll give ourselves a couple weeks here. And
I think there's one that has a line of basketball in them.
I agree.
That could be a possibility.
I agree. And here's my thing about it. I want our kids to understand that position is open and available for anybody that wants to take it. And
he's got some girls that play in the JV that can handle the ball pretty well too. So it'll be interesting. I'm anxious to see this.
And this may be a position that kind of gets mixed in a little bit. A couple of years ago we were running the old Grinnell system, 5 in, 5 out. We may see a little bit more of that this season.
Whoa!
You heard it here.
You heard it here. Zach,
Breaking news on live stream.
Need some
STL.
notes.
Hold on. Yeah.
All right, only 4 people on defense. All right, how do you attack the 4?
Nice.
But I just think that we got more kids that I think can compete at that same level this year. We don't just have 5 or 6. I think we have maybe 8 or 9 at this point, Timmy 10, that can play on the varsity level. So
Sounds like he's loaded. The
Wait,
way he's talking. He
State
said
championship.
he went from 6 to 5, then all of a sudden to 10.
Did you guys?
that was last year.
Did you get some kids to move in?
Nope. No. Couldn't find anybody that was moving in here.
Whoa!
You were
Can
looking?
find
He was
anybody.
looking.
Oh, that's
I
what
was
new
waiting for that
influence.
pious
Whoa!
comment there.
Wait a minute now. I don't care about his kid's education. All right, I don't care about.
It's kind of funny. I think we're both in the same situation. We're both looking. Well, I think you
I
might be
might
looking
be looking for a point guard.
You might be looking for a point guard too.
It was a
so I-
conversation that I might have had today with some kids who showed up. And listen, if you can't dribble the ball, you're already putting yourself at disadvantage.
But I think this guy to the left of us already got his point guard. She's been a point guard for a while, so he may have his set, even though he hasn't ever even met her probably in person. But he knows that she's already the point guard and started. So
Well, I mean, that's easy when you can just turn it over. I mean, I was fortunate enough to have Caden, and Caden is a phenomenal basketball player. And just say, Caden, I want you to go do this. Okay. And he just bought in from day one, and it was great. When your point guard's on the same page, and you can say, you understand? Oh, yeah, I got it, Coach. And it was no problem whatsoever. I've only had the fortunate time of coaching where I've coached 2 good point guards. Caden was probably the most athletic point guard and one of the best point guards that I've seen in a while. And then, of course, Kobe. And my God, if Kobe would have had 4 years in him instead of the 2 and 7 or 8 games in him, it could have been a different story. But when I didn't have those 2 kids, and didn't have really a point guard or a point guard by committee, oh dear God, because handling the ball is so underrated. So kids, if you're watching, parents, if you're watching. If you want to play, if you want your kids to play, take them outside and make them dribble a ball. Be